becoming top stars. Becoming up stars.
It takes a lot of gumption to be a real estate agent, and our agent today has that in spades, and a megawatt smile that'll sell any property. Welcome to Meet the Agent podcast. I'm Wendy Claire of Juge Interiors. Today, meet DAMIAN Portaro of Ray White, Mildura. DAMIAN!
How are you?
I'm great. Look, you really impressed me with your socials.
Thank you.
I had to reach out. You know, there's a saying I saw recently. People will forget what you do and what you say, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
I have used that in my coaching when I'm training other agents pretty much my entire life. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. All the time. You have to get what you're saying, Phil, but they'll remember the feeling you leave them with. And it's not that hard to make a good impression on somebody, you know? I don't think anyway. Yeah. Very memorable. The purple cow, Wendy.
The purple cow. You're the black sheep and the purple cow.
Yes.
We love a good black sheep on this program. We get it. Totally get different. So tell me about this carousel post that you have from a series of
that
images.
I put up. Yeah.
You know, most agents go for the flashy car, and look, I get it. I'm interviewing super prime agents overseas, and the luxury car, it fits. But you had a picture which I adore, where you're riding a tricycle in the middle of the road with this cigarette drooping from your mouth.
Yeah, very Pulp Fiction almost, or something happening.
Pulp Fiction, the opposite of the stereotypical agent. So what's going on here?
I think, look, if this was 5 years ago, you know, it wouldn't have happened, right? But I think social has changed now. So people want you. They want social. They want your personality. And although obviously always professional and, you know, we dress sharp and all the rest of it, but sometimes being a little lighthearted, people want to know who you are as a person, not just as a suit, right? So that only came about because I use a lot of tech. Like, I'm so big into tech in my world, and which sort of flows in with social as well. And literally one of the programs I use just said, oh, look, we're going to generate you 26 images, eye-catching images. And you know, some of them in there are a little bit risque. So I said, I'll do it. And then I was going to put the whole 26 out, but Insta would only let me do 10. So I put the 10 out. And there's another 16 that are in the bank that I could do.
Tell me the most risque of the 10 quickly.
The risky hat would have to be me in, is it lingerie or a nightie or whatever it is probably the worst.
The one in lingerie there. And then the kind of baby outfit business. That was
That's the one.
Pretty courageous.
I'm going to look like I've been in a street fight. Yeah, it looks like I'm in a street fight on one, and there's all sorts of different stuff. It's pretty cool. So I put it out, and just to be like, look, this is funny. And you can take the mickey out of yourself a little bit. Who cares? Who cares? People want people.
They do. And speaking of which, I'm sorry, I'm going to ignore it, but someone's just rung my doorbell. Some of my dogs are going crazy. That's life.
Uber Eats coming. Lunchtime. Uber Eats coming.
Gosh, I know. It's like, oh, wait, please. Anyway, I think people do want real, and I mean, I was thinking about it. I don't think you're probably going to be like that when you need to be formal, right? Like, I was interviewing Jackson. He was on a few episodes ago. He's had, you know, fun outfits of superheroes. And I said, you know, does it ever kind of cost you a deal? And he explained, well, we have older clients in the Central Coast, and I know how to read a room. And I thought, that's it. You got to read a room, right? So
if you went back again and looked at my very early stuff, right? I was very, very formal, very stiff, very rigid. I actually hated being in front of camera. You know, you got to get used to that sort of thing. Now I don't care, but it was very different, and the videos were very formal. I suggest no one go back and look. By the way, it feels embarrassing now, but I didn't want to.
You made me want to.
Yeah, I didn't want to be him too much. I think doggy, and it was very, very much of a muchness, right? Cookie cutter, like what everyone else was doing. So. I used to do these videos, April Fool videos, and they would get like an enormous amount of traction, right? Because I'd pick something in town, maybe a landmark, and, you know, going to be demolished for subdivision, things like that would cause a bit of a stir. And it was all funny, and the feedback was people loved it because they were seeing me. So, you know, Aussie humour stuff. Larrikin, everyone takes the the piss out of everything. And so that's what we're like. But, it was always very formal to the public. And then
Very
on top of that,
serious, huh?
right. So on top of that, I just mentioned before, I was also a muso, right? So I let a band for years performed, and it was almost like back then there was two halves, right? So you had the real estate, full pro, full suit and tie, nonstop, always full serious, even in the image I put out in relation to socials. And then there was, go out and play in front of 500 people, and it wasn't formal in any way, shape, or form, and I kept them very separate. I ended up merging everything, so basically being just me, a lot more me in all of it, right? Greatest thing I ever did. And so not only was it more freeing, right, in a way, your clients want it. They want to see you. Like, I get it 10 years ago, the formal, landscape video of welcome home stuff, and, it was great, had its place. And some agents, especially when they're doing the blue chip areas, they can still do that. But most people just want real. They want to see you talking, being yourself, and not just always real estate either. There's other stuff they want to see. They want to get to know you, right? And I can tell you now, it's far more enjoyable. It's far more relaxing. You can have a bit of fun with it, and you actually get far, far more traction in an audience doing that. So every now and then, when I have a nicer properties, I will actually do more than one video, right? So I will have portrait, social style, interactive video, shorts, clips, all of that. There might be a longer one, a minute and a half. There might be shorts of 20 to 40 seconds out of that. And then sometimes we'll do a cinematic video as well. And the social video gets about 10 times more views than the cinematic, always.
There you go.
Always.
And I think, right, it must be such a stressful process for everyone, selling a home. And I mean, the tension, it must really help to kind of lighten that mood and make it a little fun. It should be exciting, really, shouldn't it? In my ideal world.
And bang on. And I tell my clients, look, with that, I'll take as much pressure as I can off. Now, we have to keep in mind, I do this 3 or 4 times a week, right? And so if the amount of properties I sell, people are doing this, once every 5 years. It's not something that they know or do, and they are highly stressed out about it. So, make them at ease, take the pressure off. We're there to do everything. And if they can feel not only are you going to do the best job, but it's okay. It's okay to put yourself out there and the property out there and get the same great result, but do it while it's engaging and fun, as opposed to, I'm going to go see my banker for a loan, sort of formal process. No, let's put ourselves out there a little bit.
Exactly. So you have fun with the listing videos too, then, not just with your own, hey, here I am.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely we'll do now. And sometimes, look, you can't do it for every property, but I have found the more I do it, the more relaxed you end up becoming. And then the more audience want to see that. They just want it relaxed and easy. Listen, you have to meet your market though, right? Like the whole reader's room thing, meet your market. I mean, if you were selling something in Double Bay in Sydney, it might be a little different, right?
Exactly.
For $40 million is probably a little different to $500,000 in Mildura, right? Just meet the market and what they want to see and what your audience want to see. Remember who you're marketing to as well, Wendy. It's not just buyers that you're marketing yourself to, right? So buyers will see the property, but you're also marketing yourself and your brand to your sellers and your future sellers. So I look at it from very, very high level. It's not just, if I put it out, a buyer will see it. It is who else gets to see me and my brand and what I can bring to the property. And producing a video that has, and again, Mildura's got a population of say 30 or 40,000, but if I can get 60 to 80,000 views on a property, I'm doing my job to buyers, and I'm also marketing to future sellers.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, I remember hearing once that the biggest sign of intelligence is that someone can actually have a sense of humor. And I think it actually can come across that someone's very courageous. You've got to have courage to do what you're doing. But also, I get the feeling that you are very smart. I mean, it's like Robin Williams had that kind of genius comedy, and you want someone that's really on the ball, and it takes a real genius to be very funny. I mean, it's interesting you're talking about AI, right? Like this, the sign that AI was really maturing and becoming very sophisticated was when it could start telling jokes and be funny. Before then, there was just no sort of sense of humor. It was, and I don't know, my chat GPT does joke with me. Maybe it knows I love a good laugh. And it's it's transformative, isn't it? So, yeah, I sense that you need some creativity in this
You do.
industry, right? And
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm telling you now, as an agent, it is so much more enjoyable, right? Like
yes,
it makes every day, and you might get an idea on something and then it might edit it a certain way. And so don't get me wrong, like 80% of it is probably stock standard, right? You got your
yeah,
new feel, and your feel is great. Going to walk through, but I'm going to keep it professional, but still social, and walk through and show the house in a lighter way. But then you'll have the ones where you go, I can do something here, and it could be me talking to myself, right? Which I've done that
yes.
multiple times. There might be two or three of me on. I've had myself where I'm talking to myself in the mirror, and I'm basically calling myself an idiot. But in the meantime, I'm talking about the property while I'm
Well,
there.
yeah, I
Um,
like the one where you actually, tagged me to say I'm a liker, which was smart. You were flipping through Beautiful Home
yeah,
magazine and said, this is that feel, and you were showing the feeling of the home from like the Beautiful Garden magazine. And it did get that point across in a very creative way,
and
which comes
then
back to what you're doing. Like creativity is about being playful and often childlike.
and if you watch that clip at the end of it, when I put the magazine down, then all of a sudden the lady in that picture comes to life and starts walking along the page. So
Mm,
I integrate a lot of AI now into my video editing where it suits. I mean, Wendy, at the moment, I'm now turning, even if say I can't be at the video, I want to do a short, maybe a 20-second clip. I will turn a daylight photography into twilight photography using AI. I'll change the angle using AI. I'll turn them into videos, and all of a sudden I can produce a 20 or 30-second video where it goes from summer to autumn in a clip, which is not possible to film, but there's all sorts of this creative stuff. And we are literally at the surface of what we can do and what's coming.
right,
Mm.
exactly. And it's really fun. And I think, I mean, as an interior designer, sorry, I'm just going to get treats for these dogs to keep them quiet. That'll work. As an interior designer, I know it's all about what feeling you give.
Mhm.
So you can really use that creativity to create an atmosphere in a way that a standard video can't. So I want to see you
Yeah.
do something to do with the Olympics. Maybe you doing, a big ski
Had
jump or
one.
something, just brainstorming aloud with you. Oh, I got him thinking.
You have. I'll get
You
something
got your
coming up.
tongue in the side of your mouth with the like,
I got something coming up. I reckon I can pull something off on that. I will have a think about that. Yeah.
oh, good. I mean, I'm from a creative background, so I the same. I think of it, and they keep on saying on all the telecasts, "Oh, he's left everything on the floor. He's left," and I felt like I wanted to do a video where I'm, taking all my keys out of my pockets and doing, like literally
But
leaving everything on the floor. But
it's that kind
anyway.
of like when for example, right? And I put myself out there when the Coldplay scandal happened,
Oh,
right? Remember that?
yes. Oh, I do
Like I
remember
did
that.
that. Right, I did with the 24 hours later, I was in a house filming, and you can find this if you go online, and you'll find me, and I walk into a house, and there I am cuddling one of my associates, right? Or sorry, I'm being cuddled by one of my associates. I dropped that 24 hours later after it came out. So I was right on it, put that out. That was just purely branding exercise to put yourself out there. Yep, you look like a bit of an idiot, but it's funny and people talk, and
Well,
as long as they're talking
you've
good.
hit a nerve there actually, because yeah, I had a joke with one of the agents. I mean, I think it was John's episode where he said one of the more bizarre moments he had was walking in on a couple in bed. Sort of, he said, he thinks they were sleeping, but he said, I don't know, I
Yeah,
didn't want to ask.
yeah,
And I thought, well, it's a very convenient kind of getaway location for agents
yeah,
when
yeah.
they've got keys to someone's house.
Yeah.
That's a little
Um,
bit worrying.
yeah, I think every agent out there's got a more than one horror story
Okay, what's
situation.
what's your what's your best horror story?
Oh, what's my best?
Yeah.
Probably no. I can't. I can't say no. I can't say one of them. But I'll tell
Oh,
you another
okay.
one. I can't say
Yeah.
the one I want to say. No, no.
Okay.
But I
All
can say the
right.
one I want to say, which was similar, only because you reminded me of it, similar to that. I had to do an open house. I was young in my game, and I remember I knock on the door. You know when sometimes you get a feeling, right, that you're like, it's meant to be vacant, but you just have a feeling that for some reason someone's here. Knock on the door, nothing. Knock on the door, nothing. Knock on the door, nothing. I'm like, huh. Okay, tenanted property. Go in, again, meant to be vacant. No, as in he was meant to be out. Go in. I'm calling out the tenant's name thinking, oh, God, my spider senses here are tingling. Go in. He is in bed, basically in his jocks. That's all he's wearing, on top of the bed, right? And I call his name and I finally rouse him up. He's had a very, very, very big night, right? Now, this property is great location, great property, like going to sell. Like it's just a no-brainer here. And it's the first open on a Saturday.
Oh
And
my
like,
God, it's a Saturday open.
and I'm like, and I'm going, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And he's moaning and grumbling. He doesn't feel well. And as I'm sort of doing, he gets up out of the bed again, just in jocks, goes to the bathroom, and he starts spewing. And I'm like, oh no,
Oh no.
no. So the open happens. I'm like, I got to cancel this. Would you believe no one turned up? It made no sense. Someone was
Wow.
looking out for me. He spent the whole time between bed and the bathroom spewing. And I'm like, standing at the front ready to tell anybody, oh, we'll have to make another time. And no one turned up for the life of me. And then I had on Tuesday, and we had like, I don't know, half a dozen or so groups. Go figure. But to this day, I'm like, the good Lord was looking after me.
I
Someone was
know.
looking out for me because I was mortified. I was very young in the game, so I didn't know how to handle it. I'm like,
I would
oh,
bet.
shit.
Or is it a
Yeah.
case that Mildura is a really small town and everyone knew that guy and maybe he ran into him the night before
No,
and were like, yeah,
not that
no,
small.
he's selling the house. I wouldn't go past this morning.
He's had a big night.
What is
So I have fun.
Mildura like, actually, by the way?
I genuinely, I love my town. So, I mean, I live here. I was actually born and bred at a place called Robinvale, which is about an hour away, very small, that population of like 4,000 people, right? About an hour away, 80 Ks away. I love my town with a passion. I'm so pumped about it, and our community here. We've got a population that officially is like 40,000. Unofficially is more than that because we have itinerant workers that come in and out, and we have surrounding areas that Mildura supports. Right?
And the paparazzi coming to film you.
we've got a very busy airport. We have flights in and out all day, Rex and Qantas, Melbourne, Sydney.
Wow.
So we are extremely busy with flights.
London, Paris, Mildura. That's good.
Yeah. It is. It's just great. Look, we have an enormous amount of sunshine. We made the news when was that? On Australia, just after Australia Day, so we broke a record. We hit 49 degrees, which was extraordinary. Yeah, extraordinary. It was very, very. So we had a week of basically 45, 46, 47, and then it hit 48.9 or something like that. So we broke a record for the hottest day ever in history.
That is serious. That is
very,
serious.
very hot.
Oh my God!
So
well, I'm glad I wasn't
excluding those ridiculous days, right? You look at today. Today, I think it's about 30 degrees. There's no cloud. I'm looking outside. There's no clouds out there. It's beautiful. The people are good. The houses are solid and stable. It's like anywhere. But here's something interesting. In Mildura, we don't specialise, right?
Really?
So I'm a volume. No, if you want to be an agent or a volume agent, you can't specialise. So whereas in Metro, you might say we specialise in apartments, we specialise in lifestyle. Doesn't exist here. So I will sell a 2-bedroom unit that, for 250 grand, and then at the same day I'm negotiating in a property for $2.5 million. Right?
Really?
I could be selling a commercial property, pretty common. I could be selling a farm. I could be selling a table grape farm for $10 million. So
amazing.
Bread and butter is houses and units, but we have to generalise and be good at it all. Basically.
Yeah.
So, and again, if you want to do volumes, we have to. So that's, if we were to specialise and say, I'm only going to touch riverfront properties, for example, well, welcome to a couple of sales a year, right?
Really?
We don't have apartments per se. Units were not enough. So you have to generalise and become an expert at all of it.
Yeah, interesting. And do you have auctions? Because in the coast, someone was saying, we don't have this underquoting undervaluing scandal because it's not an auction market, because you don't really get enough people coming to auctions.
So we do. So we can and we do. We're just selective on that.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, we're just very selective in what we do. So absolutely, I still think it's one of the best sales methods out there. We're just selective, and it purely, we do it in country areas. There can be reluctance from buyers, and my job is to get as many people and as many offers as I possibly can, right? And the highest and the best result. So if I believe it should be, if it's a commercial building I think should be an expressions of interest, I'll do that. If it's a residential that I think should be a fixed date sale, I'll do that. If it's in a city, renovated 100-year-old home, it'll be an auction. So we just pick the mark to the client and recommend what is the best outcome, what's the best way to get the outcome for that property. So we match the client and the property to the sales method. It's not a one size fits all here.
Oh, that's great. And I love this because we're seeing a little bit of you in the other side of your agent role where you know the market and you know how to sell a property. It's not all jokes, this is real business, real money. So what does Ray White franchise think of you? Have you had a little bit of pushback about your videos
No,
rave
they love it.
reviews?
No, they love it. They're
Good.
They're on board, and they'll jump in on some stuff every now and then. So I do have an April Fool's video that I'm doing again, and I've got some big people lined up for that. So
Ooh.
no, I think it's all about context too. When I'm more concerned with agents giving the wrong image. Right? You sort of mentioned it before about being the flashy in a car, and all. Like, you know what, done and dusted. Like people just want real, right? So I think for me that would be more of a conversation than, I don't know. I took the Mickey out of myself on something, or no, like at the end of the day, you're doing it with the right integrity. The ethics are right. You're doing it to bring attention to the property, not just yourself, and you're looking after your clients.
Right.
Your clients your clients being your vendors, right? Protect your vendors at all costs, and your customers are your buyers. So you also have to look after them. But at the end of the day, vendors are the ones who pay you. So look after your clients, protect them, and do the right thing always by the buyers who are your customers.
Yeah, so coming back to that huge issue of trust that's arisen, I mean, that trust issue is there because of the feeling that agents will lie, do anything they have to sell a property or to get the attention to get the deal. You don't need to. You're getting attention. I'm sure you can convert that. Exactly.
No one needs to do that anymore. Like no one needs to do it. And honestly, and it's not, it's a 1 in 500. Right?
Yeah.
That does something like that.
And I think that should be the reputation.
That's right. I think, I look in my office in the area, and I'm a director of the ROV, Wendy, and I look at most agents, and honestly, 99.999% are good, very hardworking people, just doing all the right thing. But it's like any industry. The issue is we put ourselves out there, right?
Right.
So it's not like, you'll have a dodgy dentist too, right?
That's right.
But then
a cosmetic surgeon, and the person will end up looking like Mickey Mouse, and everyone can see it more. But you're right.
But they're not putting themselves out there, and putting themselves out for scrutiny. Well, we do.
Yeah, that's true.
So keep it, I guess, appropriate into your market. But it's
competitive.
We invite
market.
It's competitive. We invite the criticism and hate when we get it. Well, don't do dumb shit. What I'd say.
Yeah, that's right, everyone. Don't do dumb shit. I'm sure you don't. I point you to Damien.
Correct.
So I have one curious question. We normally ask this at the beginning of the program, but we didn't even need to, because the question is all about getting to know someone. We've got to know you really well already. But I asked, what is a song or a music star that you feel most resembles you?
Listen, do you know how hard, as a muso, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how hard this was? So you did ask me this question.
I asked the hard questions, Damien.
Right, this is impossible. Just so you know how hard this is. I was 6 years old when I started playing piano. By 11 years old, I was doing paid gigs, right?
Wow.
So, and then in my late teens and through my 20s, I had a music studio, and I produced music. And then in my 30s, I led a band. So this has been... So you asking me this question. Oh, sorry. In my teenagers, I was going to be a classical pianist. So So there's a whole range. So you cannot possibly ask me. I just picked the song that I thought would be that I do resonate. Oh, not a bit, but I like it. It might get a bit of attraction, which is Trendsetter.
Yeah. Welcome to the country. Let's go.
And I thought, you know what? I'm always trying to lead the way. So that feels approach, but I'll listen to anything from classical all the way to Elvis.
Pull up and bend to go, ball of rap, beach work. Name on the board and the phone on go berserk. Colorful suit, little floral on the shirt. Got the drone in the air, watch the backyard work. Slide in the DMs, you're the one that we heard. Need a block, need a view, need a school down the dirt. From the vines to the valley where the gum trees curve. I'm the first call made when you chase net worth. Quick flick, real soul sign in a second. Kids on the lawn, dog tail just flexing. Caption on fire, comments all checking. Who's that dude? That's me, I'm the agent. Meet the agent. Turn a little dream to a brand new.
My hard question is, you mentioned to me in a message, he knows what I'm going to ask you. You said that's the safe option, which I thought, that's the safe option? You might want what you really want. Okay, gloves off, what would you really want?
Right. Hang on, what would I put up there? Hang on, let me have a look. I had them on my Spotify here. See if I can bring them up real quick.
We need
I
a
had
Damien
everything.
playlist.
Yeah, you do. I had everything from Lagrange ZZ Top, right, to there was even a Justin Timberlake song. I had a couple of Jay-Z options I was looking at very, very closely. Even a Stevie Wonder, mate, I was all over the shop thinking, what could I do, right, on it? So I'm looking at the songs now that I've that I was like, I could do some of that, or Even Flies Me. I had a heap, right? But Trendsetter I stuck with because I said, you know what, I'm always trying to not reinvent, but I'm always trying to lead. Right, and here's something that happens a bit in a regional town is you do get replicated a bit, right, pretty quickly. So I'll develop something, I'll do something, and whether it's 3 months,
everyone
6 months, or 2
copies
years.
these real estate videos too. I've noticed, right? Like you see
They do.
one, and then they're all putting the posters with the little moustaches drawn on them.
Yeah.
Right. Go on.
So it forces me, and so look, early in my career, I would get very frustrated because I'd be like, oh man, I've just done whatever I've done, and now it's everyone else is doing the same thing, right? Which I'd find frustrating.
Oh, I
Now,
would too.
I don't anymore, Wendy. It's great. Like, it's complete opposite now. Now I'm like, often they can be a year behind me, but it's almost a compliment. Well, it is a compliment.
It is a
but
compliment.
Here's the plus side that only in my later, I guess, more experienced years I've realised. It has forced me to develop much, much faster and to innovate, right? As opposed to being, you know what, I'm doing this, and competitors are not, and I will just stick here, right? Basically, when competitors start to move a little bit, I just go on to the next. I just keep innovating and keep going and going and going, and it's great. So now I don't mind. Now I don't care. I'm like, do it. That's okay, because I'm not looking at the next thing, and then what's the next thing, and what's the next thing. So it went from being a frustration, 10 years ago, to literally it pushes me to be better as an agent, a better marketer, a better negotiator, a better leader. So it's perfectly okay, and it's going to happen. And it means that you're making an impact in a positive way to the industry, which what more can you ask for?
Yes. Well, there you go. See, we ask the hard questions on this show.
So we went from talking about music, what song, to pretty philosophical then. But
I agree. Yeah, you're going to be in the Olympics. I can tell, where they push you harder, faster. That's what they were saying the other day. That the Aussie that won silver, and he was almost crying because he didn't win the gold, and he's been top of the field for 10 years. But they were saying he got silver because he pushed all of these younger upcoming snowboarders to go harder, faster, higher.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. So
Damien,
you're the snowboarder.
Yeah, dude, here's something for you. What am I? I won't say. I'm over 40 and I still haven't seen snow. So that is hopefully on the cards this year. Just so you know, it doesn't snow in Mildura. I assure you, when it's 49 degrees, we don't get a whole lot of snowfall here.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's something you're going to have to do.
I have to break that this year.
You'll have to have a late 40th and, I don't know, fly over the Alps and drop out of a plane or something, and make sure you film it when you do.
I can film that. So I think out of this, agents should learn to be the best version of themselves and to relax. Right now, if they're not doing videos of social media, start, and that's all it starts with, and learn to be comfortable in your own skin. Yes, just don't be perfect. It's okay. Like, it's okay to wonder. And I can tell you now, the more you treat, who has a camera on you, the more you treat that like you're just talking to, as if you were taking somebody through, and give some information about the property, the absolute more authentic you are, the more engaged you are, the more people will like you, know you, trust you, all those sorts of stuff. Sitting there and standing there and saying, hi, my name is Damien Portaro. I'm at the front of 23 Smith Street, a 3-bedroom, but I'm already out. I'm done. They know your name. They know who you are. Just get straight into it. Like, just move. I do find, for those that need to start, I do find that movement helps. Like, if you're walking and talking and whatnot, it does help, because it switches off another part of your brain where you're now nervous about standing still. Just move. Have the cameraman walk backwards instead. Like, just move and talk, and it'll help you get out there. Yeah.
That's true, because the more we see people and hear them, which is one thing I love about these chats, right? You build a familiarity, you feel like you know someone, and that's where trust can build as well, can't it?
You'll be so surprised if you do this and you promote yourself, and you spend money on social media as well, how far your reach goes. We always talk about branding and, they'll know you before you enter, right?
Oh.
I can't tell you how far it goes and how much followers. Forget the amount of followers on your page. It's irrelevant, right? It's all about your community. As in, when I say your community, how many people actually engage with you and watch you and want to see it. So I had a phone call yesterday, Wendy, and I sold him a property, hadn't spoken to him in a minute, gave him a call just to touch base, and he saw, he's not a social media guy, and he saw those silly AI photos they put up. He brought them up, right? If I'm on the block with Aaron, who I know you've had on, I will get stopped in the street from people who I don't know to bring it up.
Really?
Yeah, I was out for dinner just after the break, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was at 400 Grady, and this man turned around, he doubled back and he looked at me and he started having a full conversation. I mean, a full conversation with me, right? Now, I've never met this man in my life. And he was like, "Hey, Damien." And I'm like, I have names I struggle, but faces, no.
Welcome to the country.
And I couldn't place him.
Let's
and
go.
I could see about halfway through the conversation when I see that realisation in his face that we have never met. We don't even know each other. I could see he realised this. And then
Pull up and bend it, go, Ballarat, beach work. Name on the
don't know
board
his
and
name.
the phone,
He
on
just
go
knew me
berserk.
purely because
Colorful
of
suit,
that
little
person.
floral on the
He's
shirt.
a
Got the
numbers boy.
drone in the air, watch the
Mildura,
backyard work. Slide in the
population,
DMs, you're the
40,000,
one that we heard. Need a block, need a view, need a school down the dirt. From the vines to the valley where the gum trees curve. I'm the first call made when you chase net worth. Quick flick, real soul sign in a second. Kids on the lawn, dog tail just flexing. Caption on fire, comments all checking. Who's that dude? That's me, I'm the agent. Meet the agent, meet the agent. Turn a little dream to a brand new payment. From Mildura sun to the war number rain, and I'm out here fun, bright, loud. Australia, meet the agent, meet the agent. Keys in the hand, big grin, no patience. If you see my face,
Well done. Well, congratulations, and seriously, well done. I mean, hats off to you.
Kids get snacks, old mates.
If you can't tell, I love this stuff. I could talk about this for 3 hours.
Well, we'll have to think of another topic and have you on another time, and you can do a masterclass.
From Shepherd and streets to the lakes, and when I had a buyer on the line, make it all
Then you
simple.
might get-
One
then you might
space
get
for the
the
youth,
serious
I
days
got
to come
that.
down
Want a
the train
short
and then
walk
trade you.
down
It's
to
a
the
different side
local
of it.
track. New build
Yeah,
on
but
the
I'll
truck.
challenge you. We have an audience that, well, I try to speak to clients as well. So it's not agents just speaking to agents. So, I mean, this is a fun topic that everyone would be interested in relate to. But yeah, it'd be interesting what you think.
I challenge anyone that's listening to this radio to put yourself out, to try something different, and just make yourself. That's it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, a good audio is important, but put yourself, just be relatable and put yourself out there in the
Country
video.
road,
Do it for
big
the
sky,
first
that's the
time.
backdrop.
Okay, you'll be
Swipe
okay.
up, one
I
call,
promise
make
it
the
won't hurt
stress
you.
stop.
You won't
Bring the fam,
die.
I'll
You'll
bring the
survive.
laptop. We'll be
You'll
taking new
survive.
keys when the
It'll do
beat
you
drop.
wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Meet the agent, meet the agent. Turn a little dream to a brand new payment.
Thank you so much, Damien. I've loved chatting with you, as I knew I would.
Same, Wendy.
And thank you everyone for listening in. Join us next week for another episode of Meet the Agent podcast.
You just